And I think in 5 minutes or less, I can give you an overview of the entire book of Revelation. You revved up and ready to go? There's a guy right there looking at his watch. I can see it right now. 5 minutes, sure, I'm timing. All right, here we go. Revelation chapter 1 begins with the words, "This is the revelation of Jesus Christ." The book from beginning to end is all about Jesus from cover to cover. And in chapter 1, we get our first big picture of Jesus on the throne. He's the one who walks among the 7 lampstands. He's the one who's got the 7 stars in his hand. And you remember, he's the one who holds the keys to death and to Hades. Revelation chapter 1 begins with the idea of making Jesus bigger in our minds than we have ever seen him before. And it's one of our biggest goals for this series was for us to see Jesus in brand new, fresh, and bigger ways. Chapter 2 and 3 takes us through the 7 churches that were in the book of Revelation. At the time, there were 7 churches that were the target audience in Asia Minor, and there was a special message that went to every single church. One that told them a fresh idea about Jesus, a commendation for what they were doing well, a criticism for what they could do better, and a promise for those who endure all the way to the end. Moving on to chapter 4, you wind up getting the throne room scene of Jesus. Jesus is translated upwards into the throne of God, and he's able to see the concentric circles of the kingdom of heaven, beginning with the throne room of God, the 4 living creatures, the 24 elders, and then all of the multitudes that were around them. And they were crying out, "Who is the one who is worthy to open the scroll?" And John cried because nobody was worthy to open the scroll until they said, "Hold on, wait a minute, there is one. Worthy is the what? Worthy is the Lamb to open up the scroll and start the seals." And that kicks us into Revelation chapter 6. And chapter 6 all the way through chapter 18 is all about the tribulation. And during that time, we have the 7 scrolls that are opened up. We have the 7 seals that are opened up in the scroll, the 7 trumpets that are blown. You've got the 7 bowls that are poured out of God's wrath. And it's during this time that we see the beast and the false prophet and the dragon and the 666 and the picture of Babylon and all of the destruction that's going to happen during that 7-year period. And in the middle of that 7-year period, boom, there's going to be a rapture. The church is going to be taken out. We will be meeting Jesus in the air. And then all of the destruction will be unfolding at the end of that. Until we get to this beautiful moment that we saw in our yellow guide where Jesus defeats evil. And he's got this 3-fold defeat of evil. First, in chapter 19, we see the fall of Babylon. The city that opposes God gets defeated by Jesus. Woe, fallen is the city of Babylon. And then you have Armageddon, the great battle where the armies of the Lord come against Jesus, and Jesus beats them, riding in on a white horse with a tattoo on his thigh that says, "King of Kings and Lord of Lords," and a sword that's coming out of his mouth. Evil and its armies are defeated once and for all. And then you get to the end of chapter 20, you have the triple defeat of evil, when everyone who's evil, everyone who sets themselves against the purposes of God is thrown into the lake of fire. And those who are faithful to Jesus experience the Bema seat and the reward ceremony that we get from God. We get the wedding supper of the Lamb. We get the very presence of Jesus and the beginning of a millennial kingdom that lasts for 1,000 years. And then finally you press on to Revelation chapters 21 and 22. Which is all about the celestial city, the city of God, the new Jerusalem, and the new heavens and the new earth and the new Garden of Eden that God is proposing for you and for me. And this is what we focus in on for the rest of the message. All right, how'd I do? Did I get it under 5 minutes? All right, he got me under 5 minutes. I love it.